A videotaped comment by Republican Senate hopeful Ken Buck about his female opponent Jane Norton in Colorado has gone viral, with a lot of people saying it is sexist. Check it out. Make up your own mind.
Good. Yes.
Why should we vote for you?
Why should you vote for me? Because I do not wear high heels. She has questioned my manhood. I think it's fair to respond.
Just don't question his manhood. Hey, Politico assistant managing editor Jeanne Cummings joins us now, and I know you wear high heels too, so you're well qualified to comment on this.
Yes, well, I try to avoid them as much as I can. This I think is just a classic rookie error. She did question his manhood in an ad where she was critical of some independent ads that had been run against her, and she blamed him for those and said he should have been man enough to have done them himself rather than hide behind an independent group. So that's what got it started. But boy, Andrea, anytime you tell a joke and then you have to explain it afterwards, you know you haven't done a good job. And he's having to do a lot of explaining.
A lot of explaining to do.
Mm.
Well, what is the impact politically? Because the bottom line here is, is it neck and neck, or how does it stack up there in Colorado? It's an important primary.
It certainly is an important primary, and the polls are confusing, but the sense is that this was a very tight race. And so a mistake like this could really influence how it ends, because the primary is in early August, and so they are in their final weeks of campaigning. And depending on how voters interpret this so-called joke, he may well let this thing slip away.
And in terms of the other issues here, he's sort of a mainstream Republican. Jim DeMint also has endorsed him. He's got a lot of widespread support in the party. She is more of an outlier.
Actually, it's the reverse. She is viewed as the establishment candidate, Jane Norton. She's a former lieutenant governor. She has more appeal with the moderate voters. Ken Buck is a former prosecutor, local prosecutor, who has captured the attention of the Tea Party activists in Colorado. So it's one of those really classic GOP primaries that we have seen throughout the country this cycle. And this is yet another test between the outsider, the conservative, one who says he's going to come in and do things differently and he's going to avoid partisan fights, and then an experienced statewide candidate like Jane Norton.
And, of course, on the Democratic side, you've got the appointed incumbent Michael Bennet being challenged by Andrew Romanoff, who had Bill Clinton campaigning for him as an act of loyalty dating back to Hillary Clinton's campaign. So you've got interesting dynamics on both sides there.
It's a great race. It looks like Bennet, the incumbent who was appointed to take Ken Salazar's seat when he became Interior Secretary, it looks like Bennet is pulling away. Romanoff has been a surprise in that he is young and appealing, but he has not been able to raise as much money as people thought he could to make that race far more competitive on the Democratic side.
And, Jeanne, what's the date of the primary in August?
August 10th.
August 10th, so that's one of the first ones coming up. Mm-hmm. We have August 24th, which is the big Arizona primary, of course, where we're going to see the future of John McCain, and the whole question of whether the new John McCain and the old John McCain can come together and survive that primary challenge from J.D. Hayworth. So interesting politics out west coming up. Thank you very much, Jeanne Cummings.
You're welcome.
And